I mean, I don't care how big the room is. I said cast fireball.
Exactly.
Hey, Owen, you there?
Uh,
Whoa.
Eh.
Huh? Okay, you're in. Okay,
Picking
so
up.
let me turn my streaming on just in case. Um,
And yes, that's how it got it out of me.
why can't I see streaming? Isn't that supposed to be a button at the bottom? I'm so confused by Discord sometimes.
So it turns out I might have. Well, I mean, we've got
There we
plenty
go.
of rope and titans and all that jazz. But I was about to say, if this is not the exit, I've only got one misty step left.
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna start doing. I hit the button. So this is what session 66 slash epilogue slash kickoff the next session. In Discord, I've got my stream running for anybody who's not in game. But yeah, last session you guys killed a Syrak.
Did we actually kill him, or did we just send him to go resurrect somewhere to because he's a lich?
Well, you killed the entity that was in this room.
Okay.
So make of that what
We
you
killed
will.
a simulacrum of Asarak. Okay, cool.
Oh, don't get me started on that. You can make me go down the simulacrum theory of a Syrak versus the true Syrak. Ugh. Are either of those actually canon at this point?
I have no idea.
I think I think both are technically canon. Actually, no. 5th edition, nothing prior to 5th edition is canon. So who knows? Anyway, yeah. So where we ended up, I think you guys killed a Syrak. The body fell into the lava and is burning along with the melting remnants of the Soulmonger. You all are in this chamber. There is a portal. Oh yeah, the door opened. Yeah, yeah, Xanthiel. I guess you were out of the room. The door opens. Yay.
Hey.
Nice of you to join us.
Hey, yeah, you guys look like shit. What happened?
The magic of
There
storytelling.
was a firefight, or well, there was a fight and there's fire.
Oh,
Lots of fire.
well,
Oh god, how do you put down this fire?
Technically, I believe that this is lava and not fire.
oh boy.
No, okay, sorry. Just being a dick at this point. Prayer of healing.
What kind of damage does it do?
Wow, I rolled a 1.
What type of damage does fire do? It does fire damage.
What type of damage does the lava do?
It does fuck you. This is really hot damage. It's untyped. It's an untyped damage, so get wrecked. It's basically how that works. Who knows if it ever comes up again. So features of the room, there are the balconies all around you. The balcony to the north has noticeably rearranged bones upon it because I think you guys smashed through a few skeletons up there over the course of the fight. The two balconies that Keshma and Yaza are standing on have an assortment of urns, boxes, and books in them. By Keshma is the corpse of the Atropole, which I think at this point she just shoves into the lava out of disdain. So the Atropole starts melting. And then to the south, there is the swirly portal door that you're standing next to that Asirak came through, Sebastian.
Right.
I think that gets us caught up. Although it's probably easier to retcon it and say the door behind you is locked.
Well,
Look, you weren't here. You're here now. It's not like
Right.
it's not like we haven't done this before.
I guess. There's a ton of bones and stuff, right?
Yes, very many.
Where do
Okay.
people go who just like magically spot secret doors?
Uh, I could try to spot secret doors. Xanthiel has a passive perception of like 23, I think, or something insane.
There
Well, I'm
are.
kind of hoping we don't have to go through a mystical portal to get out of here.
Oh, that's why I was fabricating. I was going to make a big board of, well, bones, like a 10-foot cube of bones, and then animate that to pick everyone up, and then we out of here.
I mean, I don't know if
Okay, well,
there's.
yeah, that's
I don't know if there's 10 cubic feet of bones.
Well, I mean, as long as I can get like a platform going, then that should be enough.
Sure. I think you're trying to make a bridge
Platform.
a
Yeah.
bridge across the River Quay
He's
here.
basically making a very expensive Tensor's floating disk.
Okay.
Yeah, because it cost me a 4th and 5th level spell. Yeah,
Right.
Jesus. Okay, yeah. I mean,
but I mean, I don't have a fly spell, so that's the best I can do.
well, you also have two party members here who can fly.
Oh, well, yeah, that can work.
You've got Iku, who has somehow broken through and got her quaddle form. So if you want to fly people over to other balconies, I'm just gonna say that Kellic and Iku can do that.
Oh, that works.
Belcorge isn't giving anybody a ride.
Belcorge isn't big enough. And also, he doesn't have any hands. Or claws. Belcorge would just have to bite on you gently. It should be awkward.
It would be a bit.
And do you really want to stick your head in the beholder's mouth?
I did magically
No.
enchant Sebastian's armor, though, so there is that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have the means to make an arcane gate just yet.
An arcane witch gate.
An arcane gate. It's a 6th level spell, but I believe it requires materials. I gotta look it up again.
You
I
also
think
actually,
I've already used my 6th level slot.
I think you have to
Ah.
see both points of the arcane gate. Although I guess that gets you across the lava pit.
And I think you can get probably carried over by Kellic anyway.
Yeah, so the real question is not where, or I guess the real question is where you want to go and what you want to do. You can use Kellic and Iku to get across the lava if you
So, I
want.
mean, I guess we'd probably want to thoroughly search all the balconies just for good measure
Yeah, grab all the loots.
and find any hidden
There-
doors.
There are no secret doors. I'll just save you.
Okay.
There are no secret doors.
All right, so I guess mystical portal it is then.
Well, I actually let me look and see if there's anything of note on the balconies. I hadn't really thought about that much. Balconies. I mean, the items on the balconies look valuable and arcane in the sense that, like, they're weird and it seems like they're here for some sort of reason. But as far as, like, raw value goes, they don't look particularly valuable.
Rats.
So, like, Xanthiel couldn't just, like, grab, say, 10 of the most valuable looking pieces to try and sell in a market or something?
I mean, you could, yeah. Let's see here. There are. What does it say? Ornate bottles, fluted silver urns, ivory caskets, and other vessels, all of them inscribed with baleful sigils. There's the description.
Ah.
And there's a total of this many. So I guess if you want to take assorted items inscribed with baleful sigils, choose how many you want, and that's how many you can have.
So, sort of.
And maybe note that you got them out of the Oh, the name of this room is the Cradle of the Death God. Oh no, it's the Death God's Nursery. That's the name of this room. So if you're gonna write that down in case I have to ask you about it in the future.
Got it.
Cool.
How much would that weigh, roughly, would you say? Or does it not matter?
75 pounds.
Oh, I got heaps. I got
Ooh.
400. Out of 480, I think I'm only... Yeah, I got 480 carry weight, so it should be okay.
Can you cackle while you ride it? That's the
I can
requirement.
try.
I'm gonna have to. If you're gonna get a broom at some point, you're gonna have to get a cackle on hand. Just out of principle.
I can make you a
Of
broom,
course.
and I can enchant it, but I can only enchant it as a bludgeoning weapon.
You should get a broomstick made by Elon Musk.
Does it run on electric?
Yeah, and then you can't charge it anyway, so rip.
There's no charging station.
Also, you're
No.
gonna get sanctioned by the Mercantile Board of Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate repeatedly for inappropriate comments you make while riding said broom.
Smoking doobies on talk shows.
I mean, that's like the best part of fucking Elon Musk is just watching the shit he says on those shows.
You'll call some conjuration school wizards a bunch of pedophiles for trying to help a disaster. Sorry.
No, except he doesn't use the whole word. They're just pedo guys.
Yeah, pedo guys. Sorry, yeah, not the whole word. He's just a pedo guy. Pedo guy. Oh man, that whole story was so dumb. Oh,
Talk radio. It's great.
rich people who have too much. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want to? What do you want to do?
So this portal thing, do we have any idea where it goes, or does it like possibly go to more than one place?
So it's an ornate.
Like, is this the Stargate? We have to have the code of the place where we want to go.
So the description of the gate, it is an ornate archway looming over the balcony. Grinning skulls are molded into its frame, and glowing mist swirls within. Beyond that, I don't think, at least on a cursory visual examination, it doesn't look like there's any way to change anything about this gate. So no rotating set of sigils to, find ancient Egyptian gods.
And it doesn't have look like it operates on the same principle as a teleportation circle.
It appears to be active, and you saw the late Asirak come through it.
I'm going to cast Greater Restoration on Theresa and see if that gets rid of her curse. I mean, it says that it stops curses. So.
I'm talking about a gate. I'm gonna do this other thing right now.
Sorry.
Go find the
Wait,
other
that's
page in the book.
Completely par for the course for this campaign.
It's par for the
mean-
course for every campaign ever.
My character's a fucking 1.5 ton horse. Kellic can't carry me, so I'm not getting to that gate without animating things.
Sure, I assume that you are a willing recipient of Greater Restoration, Teresa.
Nope, she wants to be a Santa
Please, if
forever.
you could. Or if you have, we can try remove cards.
Don't know, actually. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, I could always try
Oh.
to discern what is causing this transformation.
I mean,
So
Greater
I'm
Restoration
pretty
is
sure
a
I'm
remove curse,
not
so...
a freaking transmutation wizard.
Well, unfortunately...
Okay, so Xanthiel casts Greater Restoration on you, and you return to your normal form.
Hey!
Great. Now to figure out what was causing it. So,
Not a
I'll
fan
do
of
an
having
Arcana
Greater
check on
Restoration
myself.
cast on yourself all the time.
Xanthiel, I feel like you should be at least mildly offended that she didn't want to keep the hooves.
Yeah, I was like getting ready to like show her like a good place to get like horseshoes and things like that. But
Like, imagine all the money you'll save on boots.
yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, I'm not into farriers.
Oh man, you don't hear farrier in normal conversation very often. It's a good one.
Not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Okay. Might I propose that we do the investigation of what's causing the curse after you leave the tomb, or do you want to do it right now?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it afterwards. We're trying to figure out how to get out of this burny fireplace.
I was gonna say, like, somebody's gonna pass out from exhaustion and just fall into the lava pretty soon. I'm just gonna start
boy.
kicking players into the pit. Ah. So yeah, Sebastian, the gate looks... Oh, you go through the gate?
I walk through the portal.
Okay.
Okay.
You go... Sorry, you probably just see darkness right now.
I do just see darkness. Well, I see darkness that's slightly less dark
It's
than...
textured. Boop. So you appear in a room.
Well, that's neat.
A bit more than that. So you step out of the mist of the portal into an underground chapel with black basalt pillars and a polished obsidian altar. Resting on the altar is a leather bag the size and shape of a human body, which appears to have been sewn shut. Beyond the altar, there's a heavy black drape hanging from an archway, so that's the north side of the room. Along the walls of this room, 8 emaciated green-skinned creatures are shackled to the walls of the chapel, each one gazing towards you with a single baleful eye. The monsters gibber and... I can't read tonight. I'm sorry. The monsters gibber and drool as they shake their manacles, gesturing to be set free.
Do I have any idea what kind of creatures those are?
I'd say you could maybe try an Arcana check to see if you can figure out what they are.
Nope.
They're gross. They're vaguely humanoid, and by vaguely humanoid I mean they look like, kind of like how Golem looks like it was once a person. These are kind of in the same way. These creatures look like they may have been human and been morphed into something else. Before you do too much else, I'm going to pause. Do the rest of you want to ferry through to the portal after Sebastian disappears, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could always Misty Step.
Like Xanthiel just grabbed as much as she can fit in the chest that she's lugging around. Because I guess no one told her that most people store things in backpacks.
So I'm just going to have characters get ferried over. Teddy or Monsieur Gibbles, are you all good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna group you all together so I can just do one grab and drag.
Okay.
So that my life is easier. Sebastian, I'm gonna move you like here. Just
Okay.
to make it easy. Clown car, engage! And I'm going to swap Iku for the Quaddle token. There, okay. So you are all here.
Iku needs healing.
I did do Prayer of Healing, but I can keep doing it.
Oh. Prayer of healing does what again?
It heals. I'm just gonna keep rolling ones, aren't I? Sweet.
That heals everyone?
It heals up to 6 creatures that I can see. So I guess I just picked the 6 most wounded. Though I can't see what Iku's health is, so...
I mean, she was almost dead.
Ah.
I'll heal EQ. Yeah.
Well then. I think I would recognize what these things are. And I know what they're out of character, but
Yeah. Well, then, do you want to? I think your character. I do think Teresa would know exactly what these are, because of her background. So if you want to explain what these shackled creatures are, be my guest.
They're gross.
okay. I forgot what they're called, but these things are malformed creatures that used to be fellow wizards, but they have fallen to their vices, whether through magical means or through corruption of the Shadowfell. They became malformed, man-eating things that have barely an intelligence, but just enough to go and hunt and eat other people, especially those of high intellect, such as myself.
They are called Nothics.
Yeah, Nothics. I forgot the name. And beware their gaze, because the gaze is how you become stunned and how they take advantage of you.
Interesting. But then why would a wizard like a Sirak want these creatures around if they're...
If I were to wager a guess, they probably made a deal with him in exchange for magical knowledge and power, but they too became corrupted over time.
Huh.
Weaklings. There are much more fruitful ways of obtaining power.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true. Such as putting one's faith in the gods.
And that's one way to put it.
To examine the body bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody speak Undercommon?
No.
Let me check.
Nope.
Wait, are they speaking to us or like...
Well, they're making sounds. I just don't know if anybody understands Undercommon.
I have
Nope, not I.
that.
Well, I know you have it, but
I cast it on myself.
okay. So these creatures around the wall are all kind of just asking to be let free and asking to be removed from this place before their master comes back and finishes his ritual.
I asked them what his ritual is or was.
And they don't really know what the ritual is. They just know something's coming, and they don't want to be here when it finishes.
Huh. I mean, that's
You
fair
mean the
enough.
thing that we just killed?
Because, yeah, if they're...
I mean, I guess I don't understand what the conversation is about. But...
No, but I'm like relaying it to you guys, so like...
Okay.
I say leave them right here.
Fair.
With the whole place following them. They failed.
Alright, Teresa's evil. I forgot.
Well, these are also...
Wait, no, you're neutral.
She's lawful evil.
Is she? Oh, it says true neutral in your thing.
I don't know why it says that, but yeah, she's lawful evil.
Ah.
So you investigate the... Well, I guess, Xanthiel, are you going to do anything besides listen to these creatures plead for their freedom?
I am passively observing the room for anything unusual. You know, like, more than...
It's all
guess.
unusual. Yeah, so they're all shackled to the wall. Each one is individually shackled to the wall. Let's see then. So, Sebastian, as you approach the altar and look at the bag that is sewn shut, you can see that there is actually a very faint rising and lowering of the leather bag, almost to the point that It seems like there's somebody inside the bag, most likely.
I open the bag.
So slashing and hacking and cutting at the uh, rough sewing job of this bag. As you get it open, there's a what looks like a human. There's a human man inside. As you open it, he's almost delirious. He's emaciated. He looks starved and dehydrated. And as you open the bag, he kind of gasps and gazes around, and weakly reaches towards you. He's kind of mumbling, but he seems in such a state that coherent conversation is probably not possible right now.
I offer him some water.
He drinks the water happily, and then starts to struggle against the rest of the bag, trying to get out of it.
I guess I'll try to like rip it open for him to get out.
Sure. As you guys finish tearing open the bag, he kind of half sits up and then falls and slides off the altar onto the floor. Again, like you've given him some water, but it's pretty obvious that he's in a really bad state, probably under the effects of both physical and mental exhaustion and potentially lingering effects of some sort of spell. So he's awake and alive, but
I'll use my last prayer of healing and top it everyone else off and include him in it as well.
Okay.
Cool.
So physically, he breathes a little easier. Oh, hey. Ba-ba. There we go. There's a person. Forgot the token was hidden. That's interesting. Fair enough. Whatever. He doesn't, even though that picture kind of has clothing and a spear behind the guy's head, he is basically, well, he is naked. He has no clothing. He was just sewn into that bag. He seems to breathe a little easier, and he just kind of reaches up. I think Sebastian, he seems to... Which god do you follow, Sebastian?
I don't actually know the correct pronunciation.
Is it one of the elf ones?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you type it out? I could probably pronounce it.
Hanley Salanil, something like that.
That's fine.
Hanali Silano, yeah.
It's not the one I thought it was, so that's fine. But
Okay.
you're dressed like a knight,
Yeah.
which is
Yes.
the other part. And so he just this naked man just kind of gets to a knee and just kind of reaches out and grabs onto your gauntlet and pulls himself up, and just kind of croaks out, "Do you know the way out of here?"
I'm trying to figure that out my own self. I'm guessing maybe behind those curtains, because we just came from the other way.
And he just looks around the room in a somewhat bewildered state, sees the swirling portal, all these creepy creatures in the curtain, and just kind of nods and slumps against you. It seems like he's definitely under either multiple levels of exhaustion and or magical effects. Basically, this guy isn't doing much. He just wants to kind of get helped out of here.
Fair.
Sure. I will.
Do you want me to carry him?
Moving on. We'll go check the curtain.
I guess Xanthiel just picks him up and puts him on her back.
Yeah,
that
pony
would-
ride.
I am making no comments about anything here.
I mean, Xanthiel's good at only a handful of things, and one of them is healing, the other's just like moving heavy shit, whether it wants to be moved or not.
So the curtain itself, it seems like you could just push it aside. It's just a vision wall. So if you want to walk past the curtain, you should be able to just move past it.
Okay.
Do not peer behind the curtain.
Ba-ba-ba.
Oh, they've pissed off the Wizard of Oz.
Hey, turns out you pushed past the curtain. So behind this curtain, ignore the markings on the floor. I'm not using them.
Okay.
So basically, there's a 10-foot wide, 40-foot long hallway extending in front of you. Ignore that. At the far end of this hallway, there is a torch burning in a wall sconce. And below it, there's a bronze plaque that says in common, "Behold the fate of those who defy me." And then you can also see, Sebastian, there is a archway and a room off to your east, and it appears that there is another doorway just a little bit further off to the west. For what it's worth,
Interesting.
there's a whole bunch of traps and bullcrap in here that I didn't want to run.
Fair. So can I see what fate it's talking about? Is this a scrying pool?
You know what, let's just ignore the warning, because I just realized that the warning doesn't make sense if I take out all the traps, so I apologize for that.
Okay.
But there's just a burning torch and a wall sconce at the end of the hall. So in this
Cool.
room, it's a pool filled with, or like my brain is not even coming up. Yeah, so there's a pool of jet black ooze glistening inside the silent chamber, so that's kind of like a little well with jet black ooze in it. The stars of this room are decorated in carvings depicting black stars on a black stone background.
Well, that's kind of creepy.
Hey, you found a library.
Hey.
As you pass the entrance to this room, soft dulcimer music is coming from somewhere, faintly echoing through the room. The walls are painted in a dull red. There are bookcases draped in cobwebs, and there's dust all over this room. The bookshelves are covered in hundreds of leather-bound tomes, and in the far end of the room, there is a padded leather chair, a footstool, a figure sitting in the stool. Standing in the corner is Withers, and then on the north wall of this room, there are 3 skeletons, or at least they're skeletons now, shackled and chained upside down, hanging from the ceiling. And there's basically a man sleeping in a chair, and Withers just kind of sitting in another chair in the corner of this room.
Well, hello again, Withers.
Don't speak too loudly, you'll wake my companion, but congratulations, I suppose.
Thank you, I suppose.
I go through the curtain as well,
Sure.
with that old mate on my back.
You can just walk through it. There's just a vision wall there, not a real wall.
Who then is your companion?
Ah, that's Mr. Fox. He comes here from time to time to peruse my master's library.
And we do not want to wake him. Why?
That's because you don't have a light source, Santhiel.
What? My mace is always on fire.
Well, then turn it on.
I don't know how.
Oh, is the torch module gone?
Oh, never mind.
There you
That's it.
go.
Sorry.
He can get cranky when he's awoken, so if he's asleep, I would just leave him be, but... Sorry, I forgot what you said, Sebastian. I think you were asking about the
I
guy.
was asking. What's with the scouts?
Oh, sometimes the master has a macabre sense of decoration. He put them up there some time ago, and far be it from me to remove his decorations.
Well, he's gone now, so I suppose you can do what you like.
And Withers notes, well, at least that version of him is gone. If I'm still alive, I assume that he'll be back.
I suppose. You wouldn't know where the exit is, would you?
Oh, yes, that was the other item I wanted to discuss with you. Don't be alarmed, I'm going to walk towards you. I mean you no harm, but I have to give you something. And Withers gets up and slowly... Oh, that's the cameraman. Withers gets up and walks towards you. And as he approaches you, he reaches into into his robes and pulls out a small leather bag that seems to have something in it. And he reaches out with it and offers it to you. And says, take this, you'll find 1 marble each should get you through the ebon pool in the room beyond safely, and you can continue on with your adventures, I suppose. I see no reason to keep you here.
How exactly do we use the marble? What exactly are we doing?
Each one of you take a marble from the bag, toss it in the pool, and when the obelisk forms, touch it and leave. It will take you to the outside entrance of the tomb.
I see.
I think there may be some visitors waiting there before you head out, so be forewarned.
Waiting outside the exit?
Yes, I think the ruler of the city has been trying to get in here.
And which courted ruler of the city is this?
The Snake Man, Raz C?
right.
I believe that's him. I believe he is assembling a group to enter the tomb.
Because I'd wager there's a kobold who considers himself ruler of the city as much as Roz and C. Whether or not that claim is accurate or not is another matter.
Forgot about the kobolds. Withers just kind of shrugs to that. Like, I don't know this Lizard King. Teresa, yeah, you guys did meet Razan C in real time, probably about a week or so ago. In the chambers under the palace of Omu.
I don't remember what our deal was with this now. It's been
months, half a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically when you guys met with Roz, he explained that he had made a poor promise to safeguard and maintain the shrines um, that contained the cubes to enter this tomb. He realized after the fact that that was a poor bargain he had made with a Sirak, but because Raz is a man of his word, felt that he could not directly, at that time, make any move against the tomb itself, and asked you guys to go in and put an end to the soulmonger. Yeah, I think that was the cut of his jib at the time.
Right. So we were going to do all anyway. Was Roz offering us anything for doing that for him?
He gave you one of the cubes. He had the ninth cube. Yeah. He had it. Gave it to you. He also offered that if any of you wanted to join him in his efforts to serve Ubteo, you were more than welcome to do so, especially if you wanted to become a Yuan-Ti yourself.
Yeah, not so much, really. I already have a god.
Yeah, what's your benefits plan like?
For Roz?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we got our tickets out of here. Does anybody have anything else they want to do before we leave this wretched place?
I'm gonna have a look at those books while I can still see and or understand. Oh, actually, no, it's any spoken language, isn't it? I can't see it written. Okay.
I did look at those books too, but I'm not in the room.
You can go
Just
there.
to see if there's anything that I can glean.
You want to go and
Okay.
invest? I'm just gonna move you guys past the wall. It's an invisible wall.
Yeah. Xanthiel's at like a flat 0 for Arcana, so should just grab any book that looks fancy, aka has writing on it.
I mean, that's all of them. They're books.
Yeah, so she just start like cramming a bunch of them into the chest until she sees like Teresa barge in.
I think I'm gonna grab a few books as well.
Is anybody gonna like trying to figure out if books have any value, or are you just like?
Yeah,
Xanthiel doesn't know.
yeah.
They're from
I've
the private library of a lich or demi-lich or whatever the hell a Sirak is. They're probably
Yeah.
valuable in some way or
No,
another.
no, like he probably kept books of like 12 hot tips you can on like turnip fucking cooking or something.
But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get something out of this, because this is a wizard's den, so I'm a wizard, I'm gonna steal some shit.
Yeah, Xanthiel just like empties the chest of like books that she like haphazardly like sort of dumped in there.
Okay, roll a d10 for me, Xanthiel.
Uh-oh. That's either really good or really bad.
So, just for reference later, of all the books that you shove into your thing, one of them has any actual value.
Huh, awesome.
So just note that down somewhere. One of them will be a historical text with a value of 50 gold.
Okay.
It's not like you guys don't have like 50,000 gold already in random shit you've gotten from this dungeon.
Oh yeah, I think it's on like nearly 9 grand or something like that. Well, Xanthiel is anyway.
Yeah. And then Teresa, you're looking for anything arcane?
Yeah.
Write down somewhere that you find a couple of spell books, and I will figure out exactly what they have later. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. Let's say you find there's 6 spell books in here. You find them, make a note, and I'll also try to come up with exactly what is in there. Because I kind of want to look at
I
the
have a
spell
lot
lists.
of spell books to learn, because I still haven't
You really do.
I still haven't gotten the time to learn from the ones I stole from the necromancers.
We're probably going to have a chat at some point about what spell books all you found.
Yeah.
Because this campaign actually has a fair number of spell books. It doesn't have a whole lot of magic loot, but plenty of spell books. Okay, so I don't want to go
If
through
he
all
finds a tome of leadership and influence, I'm interested.
a Cyrex guide to
Yeah.
making friends and influencing people.
It could happen. He's got a lot of allies in this term.
Wait, Ray, I was gonna try and grab a couple books. I don't know if that.
So you're a little smarter. Roll 3d4 for me. Because your background is at being a merchant. Oh, that's a real book, isn't it? That gives you like a benefit. That's right. Yeah. Gibbles. Oh, there we go. Okay, you find 2 more valuable historical tomes worth 50 gold, and you find 3 tomes of arcane lore that are each worth 100 gold.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's gonna suffice for looting this room. Because I think we rapidly run into the fact that these books are all heavy, bulky, and awkward. And I don't want to look up what makes a bag of holding explode, but I feel like we've got to be getting close.
Oh, I mean, I haven't been putting at least Xanthiel's loot in a bag of holding. She didn't just carry a half a ton worth of loot.
Yeah, but it has to be contained in something. You can't just like have a half a ton of random loot on your back.
She's lugging around a chest.
Okay, your chest's full at this point. I'm just gonna say the chest is full because I know you.
It has 300 pounds of gear in it. You can put in it, apparently.
I'm gonna say
It's a big chest.
it's full by volume, not by weight.
Ah,
If you've ever tried to pack boxes,
yeah, fair enough.
I'm also very
Xanthiel said
experienced.
She has a very big chest.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well, it can't be that big because it is made out of stone. So, I think she pulled it off one of the sarcophagus rooms at some point, like way early on in the tomb.
It's moderate. It's whatever. It's full. You have
fair
you
enough.
have looted what
I've
you
been
can.
I've been jamming loads of shit in it, so yeah, it's fine.
Because I think there's also actually I realize we're gonna have to sit down and do like some sort of loot tabulation at some point for the party, so that
I've been loosely writing notes, but yeah, they're all over the place.
That might be a good thing to do before our next session, because how much money you have may actually be useful once you get to the next place. Okay.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that I did have a list of the amount of money that Teresa found throughout this campaign, but seems like it just got wiped out. So I'm like, yeah, forget it.
Well, we can figure something out. I'm guessing that Lyokin has notes of every scrap of copper that was found along the way. We just have to get it collated. And I think most of the value happens in the tomb in this adventure. So anything found outside of the tomb is likely a rounding error, to be honest, compared to like the beholder's stash and the various magical items and whatever. We can do that later. We can either do that at the end of this session or the beginning of the next one, probably. Okay, so you guys have looted everything you can loot from that room. I'm going to go ahead and say, just because, yeah.
Xanthiel tries to feed with his. He looks very thin.
You try to give him some food.
Didn't say a word. She just starts like trying to push it into his mouth.
He just kind of bats your hand away as you try to feed him and says, "You're an odd creature."
Well, I'm not from here.
Obviously, I gave your friend the marbles to get out. Go away. Stop it.
She tries one more time and then backs away. I'll never grow up big and strong if you keep refusing food like that with us.
Just doesn't respond to you at all. Just wants you to go away.
Aw.
Okay, is anybody...
But yes, other than that, Assyric is keeping quite a sparse room. but I'll gladly take these spell books off his dead body.
Yeah. Don't think you'll be finding much use for them in the near future.
I have much to learn, much to study. But yeah, that's it for me.
Oh wait, which way was the? Oh, it's that way, right? Come on.
So
So I'm waiting for my thing to move.
I will pull out a marble and toss it into the pool.
As you do so, the ooze forms into the shape of a 4-foot tall black obelisk hovering above the rest of the ooze.
I set the bag of marbles on the floor and I touch the obelisk.
Okay. You teleport out. We'll get to that in a minute. Is anybody not going to leave?
No,
Ah.
I'll get out.
Does anybody want to stay? Hang out with Withers and the sleeping guy more?
No.
Actually, yeah, I never asked
Wait
if the
for
second guy
his
wants
direct
food.
to
Yeah, wait 7 days and see how things go.
God.
Or however many days it is. Anyway, I didn't say anything. Okay, cool. So nobody is staying, I'm assuming. Huzzah. Then I'm going to cluster you all up real quick because I realized I'm going to have to change something I did. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can... Why do I even... There's no reason to worry about this. Okay, there we go. Control C. Activate. We'll see if I preloaded the screen correctly.
My loading progress is stuck at 99%.
Okay, well this is a good
Same.
moment to say if anybody needs to... I need to use the bathroom, so I'm going to do that while the screen loads, but then, yeah, this will be the last map in the Tomb of Annihilation. But I'll be right back.
Thank goodness I found the spellbook list from the Thayan Necromancers. Because a lot of those spells I could use. I just never really had the time to learn more spells.
But you can cast from a spellbook, right? Like if
Yeah,
you haven't
if you
learned from
pick up a spellbook, you can cast the spells that are inscribed in it, yeah.
Ah,
But you can, you can't use your own spellbook alongside someone else's. Just gotta pick one.
oh, so like pick one, attune to it or something, and then off you go.
Right.
Ah. Well, that's a lot of Yuan-Ti.
So I prefer to spend the time learning all the spells and putting into my own. But in a pinch, you can pick up someone else's spellbook and use it.
Yeah. So right now we're going to need a bunch of fireballs. So.
Do we know
Yes.
for sure that these are all... Wait, where's Belcorge?
Didn't he get eaten by the guy in the bag? No.
He
I
was
think.
still alive.
Yeah. No, I was fucking. I'm pretty sure Grim left him in the pit by accident. Those are some beefy snake boys.
Yep.
Those are Yuan-Ti, I think.
And a necromancer friend is out there too. I see her. No, not necromancer, lich friend.
Valindra.
And those are the two surviving red wizards?
Yeah, them too.
Okay, I am back.
We're missing one Belcorge.
Oh, of course I forgot somebody. Where did I leave Belcorge? Belcorge, oh, I didn't mean to leave Belcorge behind.
You left our steadfast guide and part-time cheerleader Orvex as well.
No, Orvex is long dead.
Orvex is
Yeah,
dead. Wrong group.
How could you kill him? Oh,
How could
There's
I
so much
kill
to
him?
live for.
You killed him.
I didn't kill him.
You guys activated the trap. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
that was the other group, right? Or was this group?
Yeah. No, it was
That was
this
us.
group.
It was
Yeah.
this group. This group activated the trap and killed him. The other group
Yeah.
killed a Sirak on the first turn because
It was very anticlimactic because we all just got extremely lucky with crits. Americana stopped his time stop with a retaliation crit.
so in Pathfinder
Oh,
2e, if you crit on an attack of opportunity against a spell that has a manipulate component, you lose the spell,
Yeah, even if it's a fucking 10th level spell.
even if it's a 10th level time stop.
So, rip.
What the hell? Why the hell would he cast that spell within range Americana?
Because I hasted Americana and then sent him flying, and he already had a fly spell cast on him as well. So he was kind of able to zip 60 feet and get in his Syrinscape's face. And he was arrogant enough to let us have the first shot.
Look, I didn't think they were going to get 5 crits in the first round, right? I did not think that they were going to roll 5 crits.
And do 350 damage in one round, yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. That was maybe the luckiest.
Oh yeah, we'll never do it again.
No,
Like,
that'll never happen again. Okay, so as you
There's
all,
lots of people here.
there are lots of people here. So as you all teleport out of that black ooze, you find yourself standing in a much higher resolution version of the front of the Tomb of Annihilation, Tomb of the Nine Gods. So you are back out at the entrance to the tomb. This is a new version of the map, just looks better, and it has more background, but somebody's measuring templates. There are...
That's me. Sorry, I'm trying to
Oh, no.
delete that.
It's under the, I think, the ruler tab. You can just click that and do that. There you go. I deleted it. So there's a ton of Yuanti here. You can see that there's 2 main groups. Also, as you come out of the tomb, the sunlight is a bit shocking. You've been underground for about a week. As your eyes adjust, there's 2 major groups of Yuanti before you. One group looks like they are beginning preparations to enter the tomb proper through the hidden, or, well, somewhat hidden doorway. And they are speaking amongst themselves, trying to figure out what their plan is going to be. And then to the south, you see... Really not going to let me do this? There we go. To the south, you see a couple of figures, some of whom are somewhat familiar to you. And just to point out, you can see... I'm assuming if you're zoomed out, if not, this won't make sense, but there is a woman surrounded by 2 beaten and shackled red wizards. They look like the red wizards that escaped in your fight at the shrine in the middle of the lake of lava in the south of Omu.
Right.
And the woman standing the woman is not a red wizard. The woman is Valindra, who you have met twice, and she seems to be negotiating with a very large kind of... The man across from her, the bluish token, looks like a transformed version of the Razan Sea that you met underneath the temple. And they speak for a bit, and after a fair amount of gesticulating, Valindra pulls out a scroll and speaks some words, opening a temporary teleportation circle. And Valindra and those two shackled red wizards use the teleportation circle and vanish, leaving Razansi and all of his Yuanti kind of turning, realizing that you guys are present. He looks like he is going to come over to you, but before he does so, does anybody want to do anything?
Xanthiel walks forward and waves.
I will wait for him to approach.
Sure. So Raz and C is a Yuanti being now that has the upper torso of, to be honest, a fairly striking Chultan man, and the lower body of a snake. He is much larger than he was the last time you saw him, and it looks like he has done something, conducted some ritual, or tapped into some additional source of power, but he has just become a massive dude. He is now, makes you look small, Xanthiel.
She's 9 foot, so she's...
He's a big person now. And kind of a retinue follows up behind him.
Sure.
Nobody is overtly threatening, or at least they are as non-threatening as, 30 to 40 Yuanti approaching you look. And as Raz comes up to you, he waves back at you, Xanthiel, with a bit of a smirk on his face at that behavior, and says, "Well, it appears that you have succeeded. That's beyond my wildest hopes. You have resolved the soulmonger issue below the temple."
We have.
Damn it, I knew I forgot something. Didn't get a souvenir. Oh well.
What, you were going to save a piece of it?
I mean, she probably would have tried, because she animated a piece of the, fucking, what do you call it? The support structure holding the,
Yeah.
thing before and, like, bashed a god with it. She'd probably, like, keep a flake of it or something.
You have your little... I visited the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and all I got was this strut of adamantine paperweight.
Yeah, basically.
Fair enough.
Make a necklace out of it or something later.
You have a very large chest that argues otherwise.
You have many knickknacks.
Yeah.
Raz, despite finding this digression on knickknacks just endlessly fascinating, says, "I must impose on you some indulgence. I have a few questions about what you encountered beneath this tomb. Do you have a few moments to talk?"
I can spare some time.
The final state of the soulmonger, are you certain it was destroyed?
It fell into a giant pit of lava and appeared to be consumed by it.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to confirm that. And he gestures and looks back at a half snake, half woman standing over here, and she nods. It seems like this is something they maybe discussed before, and some communication just happened between them. Then Raz says, "And did you encounter a Sirak while you were in the tomb?"
We did.
I
Brought that charlatan to his knees. He just conveniently fell into a pit of lava. Who knew?
Tripped and fell. Tragic accident, really. No one saw it coming.
It was slightly more involved than that.
So is it a fair statement to say that you killed or defeated the avatar of a Sirak when you met it?
That is correct.
Raz nods, raises an arm and gestures, and the whole horde of Yuanti over here at that gesture begin piling in and placing cubes in the door. And Ra says, well, then it seems that my agreement with the Sirak is at an end if he has been defeated, so I will take measures to cease the operations of this tomb and discharge my duties as part of that agreement. This turns me to my final question for you. With the tomb out of the way, I have business in the rest of Chult, and I'll be leaving the city. I'd like to offer you, since you have provided some service to me that I am grateful for, I will give you a choice. You can join me, or I can give you safe passage out of this city and to a destination of your choosing, and ask you to not return to Chult if you do not choose to join me.
Huh.
I imagine some among our number will each have their own destinations in mind. I, for one, wish to return home. And as my business is concluded here, I do not anticipate ever needing to return.
Well, Savaris demands that I usually seek out trouble and rectify it as much as possible, but I cannot say for sure whether that'll result in me needing to return to Chult. I imagine not, but who knows?
I suppose I should rephrase the terms of my offer. If you're willing to remain in Chult, I would require you to renounce any fealties you have and swear your fealty to Obteo and myself as I rectify the encroachment of others on this land. It is Obteo's land and I am taking it back.
At that, at the point where she said to renounce the gods, Xanthiel just fucking looks like she's super mad.
That is an
I
impossible.
smile humorlessly and say, I'm sure you are well aware that is quite impossible. While I wish that you are successful in your efforts, I will not take part in them.
And seeing, I'm assuming everybody else here would pretty much, well,
I mean, Xanthiel's a cleric. She was never going to be happy with, hey, you should just renounce your god. Like,
let's see, Iku has the totem. So Iku,
oh no.
she does.
He destroyed the totem and released all the souls.
Oh, that's right. The totem's gone. Okay. Yep. So
Yes.
that's resolved. Iku walks up to Roz.
And I will be looking to see what her intention is.
Yeah, Iku. Wait, what? Yep. So Iku steps up to Roz and looks at him, and she says, "You know who and what I am, correct?" And Roz, looking at her, takes a moment and goes, "Ah, yes. Imbala is yours. I would not interfere with your arrangement. You are free to go and return to what remains." And Iku nods at that, turns to the rest of you. Sebastian, to you, she takes a feather out of her hair that she has braided there and hands it to you and says, "If you ever have need, you have done me a great service. Use this feather to contact me, and if I can help, I will."
Thank you kindly. You have already provided great service to us in our quest.
She nods to you solemnly and walks over to Kellic, of all people, and offers him a feather as well, saying, "You could have kept the totem, but gave it back, and for that I am grateful. So if you are ever in need, I give you the same offer." And after she gives that to Kellic, and Kellic bird blinks at her very awkwardly, Iku assumes her coatl form and flies out of this area, heading in the direction that you can only assume is to Umbala, to which she is permanently bound. And Iku has headed out. After Iku leaves... Go ahead.
I was just saying, and I imagine Belcorge and Keshma wish to return from whatever plains or wherever it is they came from.
That's a good one. Keshma, looking around, steps forward, looks at Raz disdainfully, and says, I have no interest in your realms. She turns and looks at the rest of you, and with a sigh, grabs another piece of jewelry off of her various bits and tosses it. Oh, who's going to be around? Teresa, she tosses it to you, and says, one last payment for your help. And with that, she mutters a bit and opens a portal to a plane beyond that looks like a mix of stone and magma, steps through and disappears. And Keshma is gone, because Keshma doesn't give a shit. Belcorge, floating around, looking at all of you, and still half his normal size, says, in your minds of the group you can see, Belcorge is amused by you and will continue keeping your company for the current time. Because I don't have voice mod, so that's my Belcorge impression. And Belcorge seems to be fine to hang out with you guys.
Oh, nice. Well, you got a pet wild.
Belcorge is oddly entranced by you, or at least finds you entertaining for now. The individual you rescued, out in the daylight, it looks like he's probably from some part of the Sword Coast, and is not making any decisions on his own at this point. He's basically being supported by the rest of you.
Right.
Raz, after watching all of this, nods and says, I understand that all of you have commitments elsewhere, and this land is of Teo's, but not all are. So I can provide you instant transport to a location of your choosing, and from there you can make your ways to your futures. My only question is where you would like me to send you.
All of us to one place?
So mechanically, he can only make so many teleportation circles, but he's happy to get you guys out. I can send you guys...
Put up the idea and send everybody to Baldur's Gate.
Well, we need to go back to what's-her-face that sent us on this quest in the very beginning.
Wouldn't she be dead
I
by now?
suppose.
Sindara Sylvain, I believe the quest started in Baldur's Gate, but I'm not sure it really freaking matters.
Oh, yeah, because you took a boat, right?
We took a boat.
Yes.
I mean, I can check. I think it technically starts in Baldur's Gate, but I would be super happy with retconning that to Waterdeep, just to make my life easier.
Sure.
I'm just double checking what it actually says.
Not like you can't travel, as far as that goes.
Well, I mean, you're going to be traveling back to Cormyr, or not Cormyr, but the place right next to Cormyr, right? No, the place south of Thay. I can't remember the names. I'm sorry. My Sword Coast knowledge is, like, not great.
Well, technically, that's not even in the Sword Coast.
My Forgotten Realms knowledge. It's better than it was, but it's still not good, and most of what I've read has been about Waterdeep. Where is this section on getting there? I'm just curious if I'm... Whatever.
To where?
Whatever.
To where?
Wherever you guys want to go. If you want to go to Portney and Zaru, if you want to go to Baldur's Gate, if you want to go to Waterdeep, you can be sent...
I was just saying thematically Baldur's Gate, because you can probably just take a ship to Waterdeep. because it's a bit ways north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're two big trade hubs.
Yes, the default start is Baldur's Gate. So yeah, if you want to go back to Sindara Sylvain, Baldur's Gate would be the location.
Yep. That's my vote.
Yeah, works for me.
Cool. Raz himself pulls out some components and draws a chalk circle in the clearing right where you are all standing. And after confirming that you do want to go to Baldur's Gate, he, before activating the spell to send you away, says, "Again, thank you for your assistance. I truly cannot tell you how much it means to me to have this obligation resolved, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. If you ever return to Chult, know that I will require you swear fealty to Obteo." And he opens the teleportation circle and gestures that you are free to leave.
Noted. And I enter the circle.
I mean, I was supposed to
I'll be
report
so
back.
glad to be out of this dreadful heat. Then Teresa will gladly take the teleportation circle.
Yeah. Alright, I was supposed to go back to the Feywild to report back, but then again, I worship a god called the All-Knowing, so I'm guessing he probably knows. And then just steps through the portal mumbling.
Kellic bird blinks at everybody and steps through the portal. I think Yaza says something pithy and mildly insulting. I'm going to say the Chingwa goes with her, because why not? And she exits. Gibbles, do you want a parting line for Chult?
I didn't came here to find my treasure. I found 5 books. I need to get out of here. Way too much has happened.
Okay.
I don't know any of these people. There's a bunch of snakes around me. Bye.
Belcourse just kind of bobs up and down a few times and heads out. I think Will Ross probably plays something on his lute. And with that, you all step through and find yourselves at one of the main teleportation circles in the city of Baldur's Gate. And with that, we have completed Tomb of Annihilation. So congratulations.
I cast Gate in the middle of Baldur's Gate.
You would.
I would.
Yes, you would.